welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2. Last time, we unlocked all the ways forward into the final dungeon, and then we ran away. This time, we're going to be trapping a bunch of creatures because I would like to get this out of the way before I gain any more levels. So, actually, before I even do... Nope. Let's not capture them first. Let's go to... develop? No. I haven't done this in a long time. There we go. And we can get rid of you now. I believe I have leveled you up enough there. So we'll release this guy, Dolman. Yeah, it's no different than the other one that we saw for the previous variant. But now that we've done that, we could also get rid of this guy as well. But right now he's my most powerful fiend, so I'm going to keep him around in case I need to do some battling in the arena. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to save, and then we're going to go and try and capture some more. Well, we'll just go straight into this. I'm probably going to have to reload anyway. But we want to use a medium. Not there. Want to use the medium one in Jose. Almost certainly going to have to reload now. Yeah, no. Well, that's the one I wanted. I got a volcano there. I also didn't want that. But yeah, we're trying to find something in Jose with a medium-sized pod. So... there we go, that's the one I wanted. I wanted the monolith enemy. It's the next one in that particular side quest, so I need to level him up 5 times. I had to take another random one because he kept appearing first, Gug, the same one I got last time. Because the game hates me. So anyway, I'm going to save, and then we're going to get a Machina Striker from using a large one in the Thunder Plains. And we'll want a critical bug from Bavel using a medium size. Do note, like with the previous one, the Machina Striker, I had to grab Humbaba first. And as soon as you grab any of the units, you have to at least level them up a few times so that you can release them. I'm not sure how many times is the magic number. I've been leveling up 3 to 5. I just keep battling around fighting the Hellbreeders with the double experience garment grid on and get rid of them. So I got rid of a Machina guy and Humbaba and somebody else that I had to pick up because they wouldn't let me get the one I wanted. So there's that one there. We definitely want the critical bug. And we also want Arcana or Arania or however you pronounce this guy's name. You use a large pod in Bavel. I believe this one, yeah, this one you have to have beaten the boss on level 20 of the Via Infinito for him to unlock because that's what this guy is. So make sure you've done that first. With the previous one, the critical bug, you just have to have it unlocked Via Infinito in order to access him. And if you're very lucky, you'll eventually get the damn Cactuar to show up with using a large pod in Beaconell. For whatever reason, this one's really difficult to get, so good luck. I think there's like 5 or 6 different large enemies that can show up, and it took me about 10 attempts in order to get them to show up. So yeah, we'll keep the Jumbo Cactuar there. And we can go back to the main menu. So let's take a look at what I've got here. Well, that's not where I went to go, but that's fine. That'll work. Organized team. Let's see what I've got here. I have a bunch that I would like to level up here. So we've got Machina Striker. We need that one. Keep the Chocobo. Don't get rid of the Chocobo. If I haven't said so earlier, make sure that you still have the Chocobo, assuming you still need to farm the Chocobo Tournament Cup thing. As long as you've gotten all the prizes out of that, or at least beat it once, you're good. But Chocobos are really difficult to get like very late in the game after you've unlocked all the optional dungeons. This guy I've already leveled up enough. I'm just keeping him for a little while, and then we'll be getting rid of him. Monolith, got to level him up 5 times, and then we can release him. Critical Bug, level up 5 times and release. This guy, level 5 times and release, and level 5 times and release. So, yeah. The one thing I will recommend right now, Machina Striker, Covenant of Growth, double experience. The other option, if you don't want to use that garment grid, you want to use something else. Let's see where to go. The AP Egg doesn't triple AP on creatures because they don't have AP, but it does double their experience, and no, they don't stack. You can take a look there. Nothing changes. We only get double experience once, so unfortunately, none of that. But what I've been doing in order to level up the ones that I have that I didn't want to use is throwing that garment grid on there and entering the battle simulator and going and fighting the ones I was talking about before, the Hellbreeders. Go in, fight these guys, and with fast forward on, the battle ends pretty quickly. I actually am not... Wow. Holy crap, you just learned a whole bunch of things. I've never used you before. He just has triple play, which I guess hits everybody. Wow, you're really good at this. But yeah, with double the experience on, you'll level up quite quickly. Level these guys all up 5 times each, and then we can release them. I will be doing all of that in a giant cut, and that'll probably end up being finished the next time I pick up recording, which probably won't be today. But anyway, when we're done leveling these guys all up 5 times each, then I will see you back and we will send them all off on their own. I do note that sometimes in order to get one of them, I said this before, you needed to make sure that you needed to get another one first. Like in order to use a pod to find one, you needed to use the pod and pick up one first, a different monster. Then you'll have to release that monster too. I've done that with, I think, 2 or 3 monsters now, and some of them have their own little stories. I haven't recorded any of that footage. I have no interest in showing it off. None of it's voice acted from what I've seen so far, so there's that. If you want to, you could have gone into Creature Creator throughout the entire game and leveled up all of the different monsters you could possibly get at various points in each of the individual chapters, and then you get like a little minor minute and a half added on to your ending. It's not voice acted, it's not interesting to me, so I'm not going to show it off. I just want to unlock the ultimate bosses so that I can show them off because I find they would be more interesting. Anyway, that's it for now. I will see you in a moment for you and a day and a half for me. Okay, and we are back. So let's just go over some of the guys that I've leveled up. It took me about an hour and a half. It was less time than I was expecting. Using double experience is a very effective way of getting your guys to all level up quickly. He was already leveled up. The rest of them, I all just use the Covenant of Growth. It doesn't really matter what you give them. Psychic works because it works on all of the enemies in that one battle that I was demonstrating that I was using. The Hellbreeders there. Works on all the different enemies in there, so that's a good choice. So yeah, I leveled everybody up 5 times. You had healing on, that was before I had really set things up, just because he had nothing else. And everyone else just used Psychic. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is for that. So let's go and release almost all of them. The reason I would kept this guy around was because I needed to make sure I had somebody to challenge at some point that wasn't YRP. Well, after playing around with it, Jumbo Cactar's my new behemoth, so we can get rid of you now. Nope, I didn't want to say no. Come on. Yes, we want to release you. So yeah, make sure you gain 5 levels with them, and then you're ready to release them. And then basically that's the next little bit of this video. I'm recording this all in chunks. Oh, it's Bahamut. Hi, Bahamut. You're a lot stronger than the Bahamut we've already faced, aren't you? Yeah, I'm betting so. I haven't actually fought him yet. I have no idea. In order to unlock the Aeon Cup, we need to unlock any of the Fiends that have a Faith Fragment. We've already unlocked a couple of them. I will scroll to a different part of they walk through because the Kata... Alright, I'm going to see if I can do this correctly here. KADFC. All in capitals. That's the guy. I'm not going to get it because I already have done this and like I worked further ahead than this. I'm just showing these things off and then I'm going to load up another file where I'm ready to go do some other things. Let's get rid of the striker here. But yeah, for the Aeon Cup, I've already done a bunch of these, but not all of them yet. The Flame Dragon that we got before, that one gave us Ifrit. The Flan Blanco gave us Shiva. The Mytoxin, which we already did, gave us Balfour. And let's see, the Machina Striker here gives us, of course, a Thunder Elemental one. It's good to see him after... What is your name again? Ixion? Ixion? I think that's how I pronounced it in the previous game. I never knew how to pronounce them in that LP either. So anyway, we got Ixion. That's cool. Azudaka. That guy gave us Bahamut. And let's see, we've got Critical Bug and Archaea that I will be getting rid of here. Jumbo Cactuar is the last of them, and he's the only one I'm keeping for now because I have some other uses for him, and he's the most powerful Fiend that I've seen so far. There are other Fiends that I could get that are quite powerful, but we'll get around to those eventually. I'm not going to show off every possible powerful monster. There's probably a couple powerful ones that I will try and at least demonstrate. Just from what I've seen, they seem to be ridiculously overpowered compared to other things. But anyway, so this one unlocks into Anima, which is nice. So there are only 2 more left. Mr. Spider King. Actually, here's an interesting little story in the meantime. No, I already did the spider. What am I talking about? I know what I'm talking about. If anyone watched the... my brain just froze. Ori and the Blind Forest Let's Play, you'll remember there was a character in that game called Gumon. Well, my nephews really took to the game. They're like 4 and 5. So they referred to him as the Spider King. I'm not sure where that spawned from, but it seems to have stuck with them, and they absolutely love referring to him as the Spider King. So every time I let them play the game, and you know, I eventually have to help them, but every time they play the game, they always want to say, what happened to the Spider King? Where is he at? If you get any of those pod SPs there, those ones are particularly good to keep. Alright, so we got rid of most of the things. Again, don't get rid of the Chocobo. Monolith. This one you want to release. Doesn't really matter when you release it. I just did it last because this is the only one that's different. The other ones are all the same. This one is not part of the Aeon Cup. The one remaining thing that's part of the Aeon Cup is Jumbo Cactuar. We will get rid of that one later once we've finished all the things for the Fiend Portal, Fiend World, and other names for this I won't spoil because that's kind of interesting, I guess. So yeah, this one we originally caught the Deva in Kilika. Looked like one of those demon-looking guys from... Where was that? Where is it? The Omega Ruins in Final Fantasy X. Looks like one of those black guys cast haste at the start of battle. So we got him. He evolved into somebody else, who evolved into somebody else, who evolved into somebody else, and then we found out about this Fiend Trader. And then we had to go capture Tomb in Jose. And then we had to catch Dolmen in Kilika. Then this one is Monolith. This one we had to capture in, where did we find that? Again, in Jose. Once you've released this one, hello, Fiend Trader, I would presume this is you. Yeah, this kind of scales up abruptly. You know, you're catching Doomstones and, you know, elemental fiends, basically, because all that guy did was cast spells. And now all of a sudden there's Ultima Weapon. Okay. Give him to you. Who are you? Are you the same weird people Shinra was talking to before? Small folk? Raise your powers and open the portal of truth. Interesting. Why are you talking to giant demons as if they're just like regular people? I know in the whole context of the storyline with from way back in Final Fantasy X, Fiends typically were humans who could not pass on properly to the far plane. They, something kept them in the world and they became Fiends. Of course, there were whole bunches of other people who didn't become Fiends and were able to stay after death, but that's Final Fantasy X. So we got the ultimate weapon, and I don't need that. We've got ultimate weapon. Cool. Let's take a look at him. Let's see here. Ultimate weapon. No, we don't want to give you that. Let's just give you something else for now. Sure, whatever. Yeah, you can have that. Comes with, let's see, Kiraga and Punishment. Punishment's not very good. Once he gets attacked with something powerful enough, he'll learn Supernova, and Supernova is good. Comes with full status protection, Tetra Eater, total limit break, which is break HP and break damage. He basically is set up really well for everything. He's got ridiculous amounts of stats. Pretty much any of the enemies that I used were set up in very much the same way. One of the items that I gave them was the Adamantite, because auto wall plus maxing out defense and magic defense for the cost of 30 agility when you have over 200 plus double the life is a ridiculously good trade. We don't even miss that agility. We don't at all. The other thing you can work really well with them is the Ragnarok accessory to give us spell spring so we don't consume any MP or anything like that. So we're always able to heal ourselves when we're, not going to die all that much. The one thing that I really like about Ultimate Weapon is once he finally casts Kiraga on himself, he learns auto regen. If you have enough HP, this can basically, picture this. I had him fighting Megaton Berry. Megaton Berry would attack, do about 1,000 damage. Auto regen would heal 1,000 damage. And then basically they just traded attacks over and over and over again at 4 times speed, and it was ridiculously funny to watch. But anyway, once you get this guy, we've got Ultima there. So now we can get out of here and I can show you what happens when you get Ultima and then when we get rid of Ultima, because you want to level him up and then you want to release him, and I believe that is this file. So yeah, I've gained a bunch of levels for him. One other thing of note, any accessories equipped to Fiends when you release them are automatically returned to your inventory, or at least the one Iron Banjo that I tested this on was returned to me, so I'm guessing all items are. So there's that. So let's go into here and let's release this guy. Go to creature history here, and we'll get rid of you. Nope, I didn't want to say not yet. Why would you go to not yet? Obviously, I want to do that if I'm coming in here. Just like with, there was another game I played, Eternal Sonata. Every time you load up the game, including when you had to physically reset and quit out of it on the PS3 and load up the whole game again because there's no soft reset, it defaults on the opening menu to new game. So you're mashing through the buttons trying to get the damn game to start off again, and it automatically targets new game instead of continue like 100% of every other RPG ever made. Which is ridiculous. Pissed me off so much. That game has a lot of weirdness to it. Some of the things about the game were really cool. Some of them were great ideas. Had some awesome music. Great visuals, lots of color. But the characters were absolutely ridiculous. The characters in that game, I could not take any of them seriously. The plot was kind of dumb. But if you like battle systems, that are unique and different and balanced, I would recommend playing Eternal Sonata. Just know what you're getting yourself into. Doesn't matter what point in the plot you're at. You can go from one battle, one normal encounter, you can slaughter all the enemies really easy, really quickly, and in the next battle, you could almost get game over. I'm not kidding. That's how it works. It's kind of weird that way, but I actually, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense to me. The idea that normal encounters don't just become extremely easy, as much as you progress through the game. You just get so overpowered. The amount of damage the enemies can do just raises with yours, and your damage raises and your HP raises and theirs does a little bit. They're basically an even match for you if you don't learn the blocking mechanisms, which are extremely tight in terms of timing. But anyway, I'm getting way off topic. Fiend Deathmatch! We have unlocked the Fiend Portal. We'll keep this a secret from Brother. Omega Weapon, King of the Fiend World, has awakened. Fate of Spear is now in the hands of the Gullwings. But it's not really in the hands of the Gullwings. Now, I could set up the character I want to set up in order to do that, but I already have it set up on another save file. I have no idea when I was making save files when I was doing this the other day. So we get that one. I changed everyone's job classes, as you can see, Dark Knight, Lady Luck, and Mascot there, just so that I would know that I moved on and I made a change that I wanted to address, the further it kind of moved up. So anyway, we've got that. So this one here should have me all set up and ready to go. Cactuar is your method for dealing with this. Black Tabard, Gun Mage, Adamantite, because normally he has garbage for defense, so this is the only way he's surviving. Doubles his HP and gives him competent defense. Minerva's Plate. He already has really good magic, but this just allows it to go really, really fast. He already starts off with Total Limit Break, which is extremely good. He has Mighty Guard, which you could unlearn on him if you wanted to. He's got Absorb to get MP back. And he can heal very well with White Wind there. Kiraga kind of sucks at this point with all the massive amounts of MP you're going to get, or the massive amounts of HP you have, because it's just not going to heal enough. So you're going to want to use something that heals a percentage-wise, which is something that we get when we use White Wind. So what happens here is it's unlocked the Fiend Portal. Fiend Portal is a new tournament here. This corresponds with something else in that basically this one's here now. After we do enough battles, there will be another one in its place. The one in its place has some different prizes. Isn't that weird? Just listen to music for a bit. Isn't that cool? I just love the music in here. It's really, really good. And Cactuar is an absolute beast with Ultima. Those flying dudes have really high magic defense. It just did 30,000 to the other guy. And Ultima's not blockable. Ultima is your best friend in here, and so is the Jumbo Cactuar. You definitely want this guy. He is a very effective way of getting through this, and this is how I did it when I was exploring it for for the first time the other day when I was doing all this. And yeah, that's not anything to worry about at this point, is it? Yeah, it does a bunch of damage. But the Jumbo Cactuar is really, really good for the amount of damage and how fast it gets things off. It doesn't have a normal attack. Anyway, let's face off against... Are we fighting Ultima or Omega here? Well, there's Flare. Luckily, no one that I faced last time or this time has Reflect. You can get around it with Ultima, but you don't want Flare bounce back at you. And for whatever reason, Omega, I'm thinking it's Omega, isn't particularly challenging this time. Okay, we get a safety bit for fighting you, that's fine. And we get mission complete. Now, I think from what I've heard, the Fiend Portal, if you die there, I think it's game over. But it never was for me. I always use monsters and not YRP, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But I never got game over, even though I did die in some of those tournaments. I might have run away from all of them. I can't remember off the top of my head if I did or not. So, some Fiend Lord guys are after Ultima Weapon, or after Omega, or after the Spira, or something. To be honest, as soon as it does this, or at least earlier, I went and used a bathroom. I really have no interest. Anyway, once you get the option, we can keep one of the siblings on Spira. Ultima Weapon was the nice one who was protecting, us from this, that, and the other thing. So we're going to send him home, and we're going to keep Omega. Allow into the Gull Wings? Most certainly. We've got Omega. Omega can also get a lot of really, really nice abilities. This is the point, actually, yeah, shut up. This is the point where I went in and decided to clean up a lot of the stuff that I had been leaving off as far as tournaments goes. Went to Grand Cup Hard, and I filled out and I beat all of the different levels. Let's see, we had already beaten off, I think, I heard what I said, shut up. We had finished up the first 7 levels of Grand Cup Hard. Grand Cup Hard, the 8th time gets you Tetra Gloves, and the 9th time gets you a Mega Elixir. Any subsequent times will get you a random one, just so we know what we got before. We got Crimson Ring, Snow Ring, Ochre Ring, Cerulean Ring, Black Ring, Tetra Guard, the Tetra Gloves, and the Mega Elixir. Now, you would think Cactuar Cup, which requires a Cactuar on the team, would work if you use Jumbo Cactuar. It does not. So you're shit out of luck. And so I still haven't done any of those. And I couldn't beat any of those. But the Fiend World Cup, it stays as it is for now. It'll change once we get rid of and release Omega. However, in the meantime, you're able to compete in the tournament, and as you compete in the tournament, you can get some prizes. The first time we beat Omega, we don't get any prize. Second time, you get a gold hairpin. Whoop-de-doo. Third time, you get a Soul of Thamasa, which, MP booster, or magic booster, so it's all right. The fourth one, Adamantite. No, I'm not kidding. There's supposed to be additional prizes, and it's supposed to be random after. You're supposed to get one of those 3 items plus an AP egg, but only once you've got rid of Omega and set everything up. If you decide to battle, let's take a quick look here. Oop, no, I just got Omega weapon. Yeah, see, he's not even got a thing yet. But yeah, I only had one, and it's on my, where is it? There we go. I only had the one Adamantite. We saw that earlier. But the thing is, if you continue to do the Fiend World Tournament without having gotten rid of Omega, then after you get the Adamantite, it gives you more Adamantite. There's only so much reason to keep getting Adamantites over and over and over again, but let's see here. Adamantite, yeah, I got a total of 4 of them now. Not that that really matters, but this is a great combo. The Black Tabard Gun Mage, Adamantite, Ragnarok. You don't run out of MP. You have auto regen after learning it. Spell Spring, you never run out of points. Supernova does lots of damage. Flare does lots of damage. Quick Attack is good. Total Limit Break. No elemental damage to you. No status effects. This is the guy I use to take down all the remaining tournaments. And let's see here. So yeah, I picked up a few more of those. Now, the only thing that's really left to do, at least for now, is to release Omega Weapon. So that's what we're going to do today. I don't have to get rid of these, but because they're super good, I'm not going to risk it, even though I've seen it proven otherwise. So creature history, I've already leveled them up enough times. Now we can release him. If you have any other tournaments that you want to work on, say you want to work on the Aeon one and you already got rid of Jumbo Cactuar or something like that, then I would use him to try and complete that as well, because there's some nice stuff in there as well. But for now, I'm going to release him and make sure to keep somebody who's powerful in the meantime. This is the last one. I actually don't know how this works, but I know what we're supposed to fight next, so I can guess. This will be the end of this little episode here, which has been recorded over 2 days in 3 different parts. So we release this guy. Did I see somebody else behind you? Oh, well, that was anticlimactic. I thought you were supposed to do something. I know something else is supposed to happen, but... well, guess not. Maybe later. Almighty has fallen, huh? Really? It's all thanks to you, huh? Did you now? Yes, you're just a kid, we know. Oh? That doesn't sound good. What just happened? Okay then. Mission time. Our next opponent will be Almighty Shinra. Now, what happens when this occurs? We'll check out tournaments real quick. The Fiend World Cup becomes the Almighty Shinra Cup. When you do the Fiend World Cup, Omega is always the final opponent, as long as you haven't beat him yet. And once it becomes the Almighty Shinra Cup, he's always the final enemy, as long as you haven't beaten him yet. After doing this, we can get AP eggs, which is nice. But anyway, do I have organized team? I am going to see real quick if Jumbo Cactuar can actually win this all on its own. I don't know if it can, because I haven't actually done this yet. This is beyond what I was able to do last night. We all need sleep at some point, sad as that is. Alright. I could put 2 Adamantites on. Look at all that HP, 51,000. Holy crap. But I think I'm going to give you Minerva's Plate there, just to get the spells off even faster. It also gives you more MP. I could also give you Ragnarok so that you don't consume MP. But most fights are usually done pretty quickly. Not to mention that gives you more damage. So anyway, enter tournament. If this works, you'll see it. If this doesn't work... Yeah, that didn't work out. You want to know why I lost? Toneberry. Frickin' Toneberry. Thing is, if I had used both adamantites, I probably would have beaten him. I'll try it. Well, I tried like 3 or 4 times with 3 or 4 different setups, and that didn't work. So anyway, now that we've unlocked Almighty Shinra, I need to find a way of actually killing him. So at the start of the next episode, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be killing Almighty Shinra. From there, we'll be able to unlock another variant on the Fiend World Cup, and we should have access to some of the other prizes that we can get from there. And once I've kind of figured all that out, then I should be able to get access to finishing off that tournament, and when we do, we get something really nice out of it. So anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.